Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another exciting, thrilling, magical episode of Erik's Got Games. If you've been here before, you know I've got games. Except for what I'm going to start with. This is a new member of the my pop figure collection. This brings the number to 3. Anybody who, I believe I showed this off on a Google Hangout. And if you haven't seen it, this is what it is. It is a Doctor Who Evolving Dalek Sec pop figure. It's a GameStop exclusive pop figure. For the price that they were wanting on it, it was pretty good. FIE was having a sale on them, but they were a little bit here. They were selling them like $1 to $2 more for basic pop figures, and I had to say no, unfortunately, to that. However, I think it was buy one, get one half off. So ultimately the deal's pretty good all around. I just didn't really see anything there I really wanted. So that makes number 3 a lot more to get. Just adjust. There we go. So we got a lot of really cool stuff, plus a super big surprise at the very end. So I'm just going to kind of go right into everything I got. This is pretty much all, all these games. That's all GameStop, and I just say I love having their GameStop credit card. It's definitely helped buying things a lot more. That last game on the top was not GameStop. I'll do that one toward the end. So, let's just go through these one at a time. And I got Greatest Hits Edition of Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. I love the Batman series. I love the Lego series. So a Lego Batman game, obviously. I played the first one. I liked it a lot. I haven't played any of the other ones past the first Lego Batman game. Probably won't be starting that. I want to say until December. I now have an active backlog of games that I intend on getting through. So I'm going to be busy for a little while. So hopefully that game I can get to early December. Got XCOM Enemy Unknown for PS3. I've known very little about this. And that's really it. I know very little about this. All I'm told is that it was a good game and I got to get it. And it was part of GameStop's 4 for $10 deal. So... and it was marked at like $8, so why not, right? One of the early launch titles, I believe, at least I think it was a launch title for the PS3, Heavenly Sword. Funny story as to why I didn't get this early on. My local GameStops, they have a tendency to not put their best cases on the shelves. They usually put their printed out covers, or they put like the more badly conditioned covers on the shelves, and I kind of have an issue with buying. I don't like buying games from GameStop that don't have the original cover. I always ask them if I'm going to get the game, do you have this game in its original cover behind the shelf? And more so than not, they usually tell me no. So they did have a copy on the shelf. The cover was in a little rough condition. And I was like, whatever, I don't have it. And it's like a $5-6 game. And sure enough, they pulled that one from one of the drawers, and it was a much, much better label improvement. Seriously though, the label on the copy I picked up, it looked like a taco shell. Like there was so much water damage on the cover. I was afraid I was just gonna break it from holding the case too hard. So I have played Heavenly Sword. It's a really fun game. I picked up a copy of Killzone 2. I think that was $1. Resistance 2. Somebody picked this up in one of the Facebook groups I'm in. I'm not sure who it was. I want to say Aaron. Maybe you did. But picked up a copy of Stormrise. Right now, I'm just collecting for my PS3 collection. I'm just collecting for it as much as I can. Getting this stuff now while it's cheap. I don't want to run the risk of something shooting up at price. And then this one Sarah suggested. I've heard a lot of people tell me it's a really fun game. Again, I don't know anything about it. I know it's pretty much like, you know, I heard it's a very futuristic defend the castle type-ish game, meaning that you make your own bases, and there's a lot of there's a lot more to it. I mean, there's shooting, space battles, and that's a Starhawk for PS3. Again, I know very little about these. A lot of these games I picked up based solely on opinion, and the opinion is normally good. If you can sell me on a game, more than likely I'll go and get it, and then I'll just try it out later. So Starhawk, that was about $5-6. Happy to get that. These other 3 games, I'll save that one last. I don't know where they fell as far as when I got them. All I do know is that I wanted to get them. I got Game Party for the Wii because I like my cheap Wii games. And I finally got a copy of No More Heroes for the Wii. If you like lightsabers and assassins, then this is your game. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. And this last game I got because everyone told me how crappy of a game it is. It was the worst game in that whole franchise. I gotta be the judge of it myself. So, something I also plan on doing, probably in December, if not sooner. Resident Evil 6. I've got to try it out on my own. I've got to be the judge of it myself. I know, get the torches and pitchforks ready. I don't care. I really don't. I've played games that people cannot stand, and I've gotten so much fun out of them. I think, as I'm looking over my PS2 collection now, I'm looking at titles like Justice League Heroes. I was told that was a terrible game. It was so fun. I'm also looking at games like Legends of Wrestling. People were telling me, oh, it's a lousy wrestling game. No, it's really good. And that's the whole point. I'm building my collection. I'm building a collection for me. I'm not building a collection for anyone else. Probably the steal of the week would be, I went into a local store. The owner's watching. Larger Than Life Toys and Comics. If you live in Syracuse, or if you know where Great Northern Mall is, then you probably know where this store is. Went and checked out his store. I don't normally go out that way often, but I was meeting someone out there, and I figured, well, I'll just go and stop in a store. And he had really good prices on a lot of his stuff. But then I noticed he had a PS3 game there that was priced a lot cheaper than I see at GameStop. It is the greatest hits version. Me personally, I mean, I might get the label I might just buy the case variant, because it's only like a couple of bucks just for the case. But for under $10, I picked up Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. I know it's not the beautiful white cover with the certain. No, this will work just fine. So all that there, pretty good finds. Nothing really boom that sticks out at ya. That was all prior to the Retro Game Con. I'm gonna have a video about the pickups from there. That's gonna come soon. Actually, I'm probably gonna film that next. But the big surprise. Some of you might know this. A lot of you don't. So let me just sit down, grab a drink, because it's gonna be story time. So, back in September, I was contacted by a really good friend of mine, and he asked me if I had a PS4, and I said, no, I don't. He says, do you want one? And I'm like, yeah, when I have the money to go out and buy it, and then, yeah, sure, I'd love to get one. He goes, no, that wasn't the question. He goes, do you want one? And I'm like, I'm playing stupid. I'm like, what do you mean? What do I want? Do I want one? He goes, well, here's the skinny. I already have one. I'm getting a second one because he completed some on-the-course job training where he works, and he was getting a 500 gig refurbished model from Sony as a special thank you. And he goes, I'm going to give it to you. And about 6-7 weeks later, we're playing the waiting game and waiting to see if it was ever going to come in. Well, I'm proud to say that earlier this week, it did. Eric got a PS4. This is the box that was handed to me with. Obviously, I have the PS4 hooked up in the living room. I didn't want to disconnect it and bring it in here and show it off just for the video. But to obviously everyone who I've sent friend or invites out to, they obviously know. So yeah, guys, I got a free PS4 after completely being unsure I was not going to be able to afford one. Even having the credit card is one thing, but a major purchase that's almost $400 with the interest rate with the card, paying it would have been a big pain. But my good friend Alex, he's the same guy who gave me this sweet Dragon's Quest Heroes banner, the Guitar Hero Beta controller, the Smash Brothers sign, and the Majora's Mask pin. The same guy, he hooked me up with this, and I'm so thankful that he would even think of me. So, dude, if you're watching, thank you so much. And he didn't have to do it. He could have just sold it and made some cash for the holidays, but he thought of me. So, got to have some games to go with it, right? Nothing too crazy right now. A lot of the bigger titles are going to come around Christmas time, but I did get a couple of PS4 games. I got Knack. I saw my nephews playing it not a few years ago. Saw them playing it a while back. It looked like it was fun. It actually is a lot of fun. And I picked up a copy of Minecraft for PS4. So, I got some games to play on PS4. Later this week, I am going to be getting Rocket League. So, that's the one game I'm looking forward to playing the most right now. Obviously, there's a ton of others. So, guys, I hope you like everything I got. I hope no one's upset that I got free PS4. I know there are a lot of people who want them. I'm definitely one of them. And let me just leave you with a little piece of advice. I've always been the kind of person that says, have a price in mind and don't break from it, whether it come to video games or anything. That's what I did with my PS3. I waited and waited and waited until a trade came up that made sense, that wasn't gonna hurt me financially. And I waited and waited and waited, and sure enough, an opportunity presented itself. So I'm just saying to you, let the opportunity present itself. Don't ever go out of pocket just to give yourself a video game, because if you're not going to be able to survive the following week or two afterwards, then it's really not worth it. So again, thank you for watching. The next video will be stuff I picked up from the Retro Game Con. A big pile of stuff, so be prepared. That's going to be a crazy one. So guys, until next time, I will see you next video.